You think this could be $1 million rap? And what do I got?
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, right. What do I got to give to the AI?
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
Yo, that's. I was cold, but now I'm not because you just heated it up.
You made that up on the spot.
Yeah, all in my head.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome back from Zach. Yo, I got rhymes for
Ooh,
days,
yo,
bro.
the bars is crazy on a Thursday.
goodness.
Why?
Why?
Oh man. So, boom. We back. We bike with another week.
We bike?
We bike. Yeah.
When was the last time you've been on a bike?
Maybe a year ago.
You know what's crazy? The last time I was on a bike was when we went to the Philadelphia Eagles game. Shout out Super Bowl contenders.
Yes, sir.
And Darius Slay got us those tickets.
Yes, sir.
But the last time I was on a bike was at your house when Jaden got that one bike. Sent to his house. What is it, like a motorized bike?
The e-bike.
The e-bike. Yo, that thing, I was cooking on it.
Yeah, that bike is tough. That was the last time I rode a bike.
Really?
Yeah,
That's tough. It doesn't go like
that bike.
30 miles per hour?
30 miles an hour.
Wow.
Yep,
That's awesome.
it is. It is.
Yo, shout out Jaden
Yes, sir.
and his e-bike.
Holiday vibes on TikTok and Instagram.
Yo, I watch his stuff. I'm just, like so amazed, and like I try to have, like, man, I'm gonna do that stuff. That's so dope.
What, the Carnival Cruise?
Well, I didn't see that one. I see like all the sweatshirts and like everything he makes for his girlfriend and like date nights.
Yeah.
But I like the nostalgia, like the memories.
That's facts. That's facts.
Like you know how it is. It's like 5 days till Christmas or whatever. And he's like,
Yeah,
remember
that's
this?
True. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh man, yo, news for the week. Biggest news: them boys going to the Super Bowl. Big boys. Big Eagles.
Yo, they put a whooping
Yeah,
on that team.
yeah.
I don't even know what their team was. What was it?
It was the 49ers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're down there like the punter as the Christian McCaffrey was their quarterback.
Running
That's
back.
insane.
Yeah. But yeah, they did their thing, and then following that, everybody was like, well, they had the easiest schedule, and they didn't really have anybody to face. But, bro, yo, get out your bag.
Hey,
Get out your bag and understand that we're going to the Super Bowl. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I wish it was this week, but it's not. So we're going to have to wait.
it's all right. 1 week prep.
Yeah.
Hype it up.
Oh, it's exciting. I'm excited.
Man, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I hope they win just so I can see all the craziness in Philly.
I want to go to a parade.
Being so close, I like, because I get all like Philly news now. Yeah. Philly and New York stuff.
Yeah. So
Are you gonna be at the parade?
You know
You gonna
it.
climb a street pole?
I might.
Oh shit! Don't fall, bro.
I might.
Oh, that'd be tough.
Something light.
That'd be tough.
I'm gonna we should get a Hoop Lab flag, climb the pole, and then fly the Hoop Lab flag.
That'd be tough.
Yeah.
We would put like a Hoop Lab jersey on Rocky. Bro, did you see the stat on that? Like all the football teams put their jersey on Rocky and then they lose.
Yep.
Every time they do that.
Yep.
What if maybe it's like fate, so maybe we'll just go put a Chiefs jersey on it and then they'll win.
Sounds like a good idea to me. But yeah, that's the biggest news of the week. So that'll be fun. Looking forward to that. And yeah, let's do it.
We got some WNBA big time moves.
You see
Candace
that?
Parker out in the Las Vegas.
Oh, that's the one you start with?
Well, I was gonna lead up. I was gonna like wait
Oh,
for
you were like
the
building
big
up
one.
to it.
Yeah,
Okay. I see what you're doing.
But Candace leaving her hometown of Chicago, going to LV,
Yes.
the Aces, the reigning WNBA champions, and Yeah, I guess the biggest one, Breanna Stewart coming to the Big Apple.
Yeah, coming back to the East Coast.
Yeah.
Um,
Is she like? I know she went to UConn, but is she from the East Coast, like originally?
yeah, I forget what. I don't exactly know what state. Probably should look that up, but she played for the Philly Bells.
That's tough.
AAU.
Oh, that's dope.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's it's good for her to come back to the East Coast and so close to I guess us, because they're our closest WNBA team. So
Yeah.
that is cool.
That is
I'd like to
sweet.
go.
Yeah. I like the Barclays Center. It's nice, and that's where the Liberty play.
Yep. I like it too.
Yeah. That's
So-
dope.
But yeah,
That's dope.
that's good news.
I guess before our next podcast, LeBron's gonna be breaking the scoring record. He's 89 points away. Well,
Yeah.
as of today. So
Yeah.
You think maybe 2 games? Definitely 3.
Yeah.
You know.
2 or 3. I forget
You
where
think
the
he could do
schedule
it in
is.
2 games?
I mean, he could if he wanted to.
Right? Just give me a 45 and a 44 point.
He definitely could. I think that they were trying to predict what game it would be that he would do it, and the tickets are like,
Yo, are there like $5,000?
yeah,
That's
out of
wild.
this world.
That's wild.
Yep. But that's the LeBron effect,
Yep.
you know?
I mean, that's history too. Like, you never I don't think we'll be here on Earth seeing that record broke.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No. And he said he has so many more years left.
Facts. That's the wild part. I don't
Yeah.
think if he plays like 5 more years, I don't think that record's getting touched.
No.
Like, I know records are meant to be broken, but that one for playing,
Yeah.
for how well in shape he is and how well he takes care of his body, and
Ridiculous.
just imagine if he hit all his free throws, this thing would be over already. Right?
That's facts.
crazy.
But yeah, no, that's I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's
looking
big
forward
one.
to that.
What
What
you
else?
got? What
Anything?
you got on
Anything else? That's good?
Other than the news, I think that's what I got.
Cool. So,
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of touch on. So one of the things that I think that we talked a little bit about it a couple episodes ago. It was more than a couple, but I wanted to talk about mindset. I've been talking to a couple players as of late, and honestly, I think I've been talking to a couple people just in general about the power of a positive mind. Me personally, I think that I've been on just kind of like this embarkment. Is that a word?
Embarkment? I think I've heard that before.
Well, if it's not, we're
Just
going to
from
make it
you.
a word today, right? I've been on this embarkment of, just trying to see the positive in a lot of things. And I think with that comes some positive things, right? So I think that sometimes when you're in this mindset of, negative stuff or negative this or negative that, then it becomes very difficult for you to see or get positive things in return, right?
Yeah.
So I think that there's a big energy thing that goes with that doesn't always come back to you, right? Just from a positive standpoint. So if you're circled around that negative energy and just negative thoughts, then all that's coming back to you is that negative, those negative things. And I think that it goes back to, in the early episodes when I talked about, making deposits in the bank.
Yeah.
And, making sure that you're putting good energy in the bank and not just putting negative energy, because everything that you put in there is all that you can withdraw from that. So, that's my quick spiel on mindset, but I wanted to see what your thoughts on mindset is and
Yeah.
know.
For me, I always like to use, I mean, that's kind of how I was brought up. I like to use stuff as motivation, or as my dad would call it, adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
Right. So like my mindset is like, all right, if you're telling me I can't do something, like, you know, I wasn't supposed to play basketball. I wasn't the tallest. I wasn't the fastest. You know, that wasn't the most athletic, whatever. But, you know, I think that's why I stuck in that realm, just because I was always told I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So you take all those negatives and then you turn it into a positive, whether it's, you know, you're working harder every day, you know, you're doing all these other workouts, you know, you just have those constant voices in your head that are going to push you to be great, rather than just kind of like accepting it. And so for me, I mean, I was always and still to this day, I'm still motivated by that stuff, like, you know, just being told that you can't do something. You know, I know we just talked about LeBron, but it's you know, like, I don't know if it's just a different age era, but, you know, they were playing the Celtics. I think everybody's seen this. You know, he attacked the basket, definitely got fouled by Jason Tatum at the end of the game. You know, missed the game-winning layup. They went into overtime. But then you just kind of watch LeBron just kind of like spaz out, you know, on the court and drop to his knees and twirl around. Like, I mean, just seeing that, I mean, I thought it was just a little bit too much. But again, it wasn't an NBA championship. It was I understand the rivalry. I understand all that. But dude, you have 5 extra minutes to play another you have overtime. Yeah. So instead of doing all that, for me, my emotions would have been like, oh, you're not gonna call that? All right, you know. So you know, now every time that I have the ball, I'm gonna make sure that you're gonna call this foul. You're gonna call this foul. I'm just gonna keep attacking.
So for you, it was like the energy could have been shifted in a different direction.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, and you know, that was the thing. Like, my dad always told me, like, don't be, you know, it's nice to have the positive talk, but, you know, you can't just dwell on it, because if people are constantly telling you how good you are and you're just accepting it and not doing anything for it, that's where you're gonna get stuck. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, that's just kind of how my mindset is, and was.
Do you think, or have you seen like examples of, maybe people in your immediate circle that kind of have had like that negative mindset, and it almost seems like negative things are always happening to them? Like, have you seen that before?
Where they're not, I mean, they're just, I mean, like, what do you mean?
So like, maybe they don't see the glass half full, they see it half empty, right? So they start to, I don't want to say live life that way, but everything is viewed in that way. So rather than seeing that glass half full, they see it half empty. Maybe rather than seeing the good in somebody, they see the bad in them. Maybe, you know, that type of thing. Like, have you ever seen anybody, one, that you can think of that goes through life in that way? And can you see how the energy comes back to them in that same way?
Yeah, I mean, the way that you put it, yeah, I definitely see, especially, you know, kids today, that, you know, if their parents are super hard on them, or they're trying to relive their dream through their kids, you could definitely tell, you know, with certain kids that are always being told, like, hey, you know, your crossover is weak, or, you know, your shots are really bad, when they're really not, or they're just, you know, super young. You know, and that could have a, you know, that snowball effect where it's just like, man, like, whatever I do, I'm just not good enough. Yeah. So it's like, no matter what, like, I could be, you know, have the smoothest crossover. I could get to the rack. I could get, I could drop 25 points, but still at the end of the day, it's like, man, I can't please this person, whether it's a parent, coach, whatever. But yeah, I definitely see it, and I think that's where I think we do a good job of just kind of relaying it to the players, but also to the parents of like, hey, listen, like, they still have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Right. So I know, it goes by fast, but whether you're a 8th grader, a 9th grader, definitely younger or some older, like you have time to catch up. It's just, you have to be organized with it.
What do you think that, like it just in your personal journey, do you use self-talk, and can you remember a time where maybe you got caught in like a negative self-talk? Like, so by that I mean, man, you just feel like everything is against you and you start talking to yourself in that same light? Or do you think it's always been, man, I'm gonna do this, man, I got this, I don't care what you say, I'm gonna do you know what I mean?
I think everybody has that kind of like, man, like something bad just keeps happening.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know what it is, but there's like that you know what I'm talking about? Like
it comes in threes.
It comes in threes.
Yeah.
I'm not even just talking about basketball or sports, but just in life, it's like you have one bad thing and then you're like, well, that was strange. And then another, and then another. And it's like, all right, why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
So I definitely think about that. But again, I try to, maybe it's, I didn't pick up my dog's feces because it was too dark. I'm like, oh man, well, that's the reason why they're shunning me right now. So now I got to pick up like, it won't even be my dog's feces. I go pick up another just to like
make up for it.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, I mean, like, other than that, it's always just like, all right, here's a problem, let's find the solution. And I mean, yeah, it's just kind of like that mindset. I mean, what's your take? I mean,
so I think for me, there was a period where I would kind of like be discouraged, and I think we all have it to a certain extent, like those periods where we just get down on ourselves a little bit. But I think, just growing up, I didn't understand the power behind like just to keep it simple, positive thinking. Do you know what I mean? So I remember one time, I forget what happened, but I had just come into like a sum of money, right? And I was young, maybe like early 20s or something like that. And I want to say maybe, a Christmas bonus or something like that, right? And like almost literally the very next day, I got a flat tire on the highway.
Yeah.
And then I take it to the shop, and not only was the flat tire, it was something else, right? So by the time I'm done, like I'm like, yo, I just got this money, and now I got to give it away, right?
Yeah.
And it almost seemed like it was bound to happen to me, right? And then a gentleman that was a close friend of mine, he said, that is the universe's way of preparing you and telling you, hey, you're getting ready to level up, basically.
Yeah.
Right? So here's how we're going to prepare you so that when you do get it, you're ready for it.
Right.
And I remember him saying that, and then I remember like within the next few months, like I leveled up.
Yeah.
Like,
without even like knowing, right?
Without even knowing, but it was like, wow, maybe he was on to something, right? And so from that point forward, I kind of looked at everything like that. So it was like, whatever was going on in my life and whatever was coming towards me, it was just the universe trying to prepare me for that next step.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, it felt like boom, there's that level
there
up.
it is. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And just like smacked you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's funny you say that because like when I was younger, it was like probably young, like 18, 19, like college, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like I always felt like my this is stupid. My bank account would never get over $1,000. I'm like, dude, I get like $9.99. I'm like, dude, I need to find 4 quarters on the. I'll go to the grocery store. I don't care. I'll find it in the parking lot.
Yeah.
But then like I find 4 quarters. I go to my account. It's like boom, back to like $300.
Absolutely,
like,
yeah.
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. I've been there.
So, recently I was having a conversation with one of our players and I came across this clip and I wish I had it ready to play. But the gentleman was basically saying we have to change our what ifs to even ifs. So he was saying if where you would be asking yourself, what if I fail? What if I don't make that shot? What if I don't start this game? You've got to change that mindset to even if I fail, I'm still going to do X, Y, Z. Even if I miss this shot, I'm still going to train like I want to go to the NBA. Even if I don't get that starting job, I'm still going to help my teammates. I'm still going to do this, and my life is going to go on.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of times we think that our life is going to end basically from whatever we are fearful of.
Yeah.
So
Man, I like that.
Just hearing him say that, it was a shift for me because it was like, man, just simply changing the way that we word specific things changed the whole outlook on how it could be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, that from you just saying that, I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
No, man, it makes sense. And that's the other thing. Like when, like you're saying, if you don't make this team or if you're not starting, like a lot of people will just kind of sulk. And it's like, man, what did I do? Like, well, I go to this trainer once a month or once a week, but that's not enough. And, that's where you kind of have to maybe even just look yourself in the mirror or just write down. And like I said earlier, be organized and start writing things down.
Yeah.
Even if this doesn't happen, I'm still going to, work out this day and work on this, or, I'm going to attend this.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. I mean, you have, a negative, but then you list 2 positives underneath it.
Yeah. Yep.
No, it's good, man.
Yeah. So
What's that guy's name? You remember?
I wish I knew. He was talking to. He was a motivational speaker speaking to one of the colleges. So
Nice.
I wish I knew who that was, but he definitely put it in a way that was understandable to me. I sent it to some players, and I think that they really got the gist of it. So, but yeah, simple mindset shifts definitely help, and they go a long way. One of the other things that I thought about as we were kind of talking, and I came across that I thought made a lot of sense, is somebody was talking about now it just escaped me. Oh man.
Think about pancakes
No,
and warm syrup being spread on top of them. I'm telling you, bro.
all right, pancakes. No, that
Warm syrup.
wasn't.
Drizzling.
Man, it had something to do with that same thought process, but
Yeah.
I dropped the ball on that.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We'll find it and pick it up. Nah.
But yeah.
So like, what is, do you have players or parents coming up to you now and, just kind of having a mindset that, is kind of negative or in the wrong
Yeah.
way, or what?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. And I think it's like, it's hard because obviously we're dealing with young players and trying to teach them or show them the things that we learned when we were like older.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's it's difficult, but I just try my best to help them understand, like, listen, this is all a journey.
Yeah.
There's going to be highs and lows.
Yeah.
So you just got to deal with them. I know one thing, and I know I can't, this wasn't what I was thinking about, but the one thing that came to mind as I was saying that, the highs and the lows,
Sorry. We had a little technical difficulty there.
as we talk about the highs and the lows, it was a guy that was speaking about the heart monitor and the hospital. Did I tell you this already?
I don't think so.
So he was saying, like, in life we just experience, sometimes we're really high on the things that are going on in life, and then sometimes we're really low, and then sometimes we just wish that we could just experience, like, we could just be right there in the middle. Like, I don't want to experience anything too high, I don't want to experience anything too low, I just want to be right there in the middle. And he said, when you think about that heart monitor represents our life and how our heart beats, and it continues to beat, and we're living. When you think about what happens when that heart monitor flatlines and it goes in the middle, life ends. So it's like, you're supposed to experience those highs, you're supposed to experience those lows. That's what makes up life. You never want it to just
be in the middle.
Wow. And stop. But
man, you got all the gems today.
I don't know. They just, my algorithms.
Yeah.
The algorithms got me. But yeah, so
that's awesome. That
mindset of understanding, like, hey, the highs are going to be, they're going to be there. The lows are going to be there. And, they're supposed to be like that. You gotta live with them. You have to learn with them. So
100%. And we talked about that on an earlier podcast, but us being adults, we already know what's right and wrong because we've experienced it. We've lived through it, right?
Yeah.
So if we try to tell our kids, hey, don't do that because this is going to happen, like, that's fine to do sad things, but, let them experience the downfall or the failure or the drop off, and then see what they, come up with and try to learn from it.
Yeah.
Rather than always being overly cautious and just being like, hey, don't do this. Because then they're not going to take a lot of risks because, they're not supposed to do X, Y, Z of what you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a big one.
Absolutely. But yeah, mindset, that's a big thing. Self-talk is important, Oh, you know what it was? I think that I was talking about, it was like something that said that basically the quote was something along the lines of talk to yourself like you would talk to someone you love. And basically meaning we're constantly talking to ourselves. At least I do. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm always talking to myself. But you want to talk to yourself like you would talk to the person that you want to see do well. Whether it's your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever it is that you love, you're always talking to them in a way that is lifting them up. You're always giving them the best advice. You're always pushing them to be the best versions of themselves. And I think that's how we have to talk to ourselves, rather than kind of being so hard on ourselves and oh, you played like trash. Oh, you can't shoot. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I don't know how to go between my legs. I don't know how to do this. Blah, 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 blah. You got to start talking to yourself with much more respect. You've got to start talking to yourself with more dignity in a way that is going to make yourself feel better.
Right. Well, and then when you do that, you start building little small grains of confidence.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, as those confidence start to grow, it's, you're starting to, talk positively towards yourself. The confidence is going to keep growing, and then out of nowhere, just like you were saying, your bank account's going to all of a sudden appear, and
it's gonna be above. It's gonna be above 1,000.
Bro, I was like literally had a mental breakdown, and I was like, I just like went to my dad. I'm like, dude, I just don't think it's in the cards for me. Like I try to do everything. I try to save, but like something happens. It's like I don't think I'm ever gonna do it.
Yeah, how things change. Yeah, no, that's dope. That's dope.
But yeah, no, I think the mindset kind of bleeding over to this one. Obviously we talked about it last week. I just recently had ACL surgery. Just from a freak accident. Playing open gym, I tore my meniscus, and then a month and a half later, finally the ACL gave out. But no contact, just went to plant, gave out. But no, it just kind of like brought a spark of conversation, and obviously the wear and tear. Every time you work out, you're tearing muscle, right? Not not in a bad way, but you're shedding muscle to build new muscle, and every time you work out, you're increasing your injury rate, right? So it could be anything. Just like when. And this guy brought it up too, is every time the more likely you're in a car, you're increasing your rate of an accident. But it just kind of got me thinking, because we still have a lot of players that come in or just are don't, but they still play on a lot of teams. And when you play on a lot of teams, you're sticking to only things that you're good at. You're fighting 9 other people for a spot. The ball always isn't going to be in your hand. The list goes on and on. But the wear and tear of that is, let's say I'm on 4 teams, but I'm also doing game enhancement training, where it's literally the same thing as practice. And then I'm playing open gym. Like, you need all that stuff, but if you're doing it 365 days, because again, athletes nowadays are only sticking to one sport, that wear and tear, that mileage is going to catch up very, very quick. Even if when you don't take care of your body, if you're not LeBron spending $1 million on food and your body. So I understand from that point of view, but what kind of makes us different is there's days and weeks that we might just not sweat and just basically work on technique work, where it's, you're still working out, the wear and tear will be there, but it's not going to be as heavy loaded or just much impact on your body.
Right.
So I just want to kind of get your thoughts on, our players, our young players getting hurt more by playing and training, or let me rephrase that. Are they playing and training in the same environment or in the same category, or are they taking different routes and stretching, doing yoga, doing skill enhancement training, work on techniques?
So it's funny, because I was actually looking at something like this along the same lines, and to answer the question, I don't think today's athletes utilize the different parts of their bodies in ways that are beneficial for them. So, for example, they are playing a lot of games. They are doing a lot of impact training, which is putting that wear and tear on their body and increasing the likelihood of an injury. Now, with that, I don't think they're even thinking about putting in time to some of the things that are equally important, right? So, like you mentioned, yoga, like you mentioned, just recovery, rest, sleep, all of the things that are going to help them maintain, their body, right? So, if every 3,000 miles, your car needs an oil change, or 5,000, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right. The kids today aren't getting oil changes.
Yeah.
They're just going.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we have to do, because ultimately, that car just that body is going to break down.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, yes, to answer your question, it is a lot that they're doing, and not enough time and energy is spent not only on, those other things, but maybe training that's not as impact or doesn't have as much impact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Quick sidebar, is that what happened to your car when you said you flat tire and
Probably.
you're like, oh man, you're due for an oil change?
Probably. I mean, I was that dude that was like, yo, why don't oil change? What
Oil
is that?
change, yeah, right?
I'm 3,000 over. What?
So you learned from experience.
Yes, I did.
Personal
Yeah,
experience.
guess what?
Yeah.
Don't do that anymore.
right. Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, it's definitely, I think, an overlooked concept, but again, it's, if you're not that natural athlete in whatever sport, it's, the mindset's changed that you can't just play and play and play, because you're not gonna, if you're not that type of natural athlete, you're not gonna take a risk. You're not gonna shoot this shot contestedly. You're not gonna dribble into into a double team or drive through whatever contact through the lane. So if you're not that athlete, and you're playing on so many teams, it's like you're just wasting time. And again, if you're not, you're just out there and your body isn't really, it's not as impacting, but you're just there. What are you actually working on? What are you doing to yourself? I mean, other than the cardio and maybe some stamina, but at the end of the day, it's like you're just wasting time that you could be, doing those types of things, whether it's skills training, yoga, resting, recovery, whatever it is. But with and again, I understand freak accidents happen, but I think it's just that mindset has to change, where these young athletes can start saving their body, where they can play at a longer age, further age.
What do you have to say to the parent that says, I hear all that, I understand all that, but if my child takes time off, the child next to him is getting that much further ahead of them. How would you respond to a parent with that thought process?
Well, I would first ask, like, what do you mean by time off? What do you mean by taking time off? Are you talking a day out of the week? Are you talking, a whole week? So it really just boils down to, again, scheduling and being organized.
Yeah.
If you can plan out your week, your month, you're just going to be that much more successful, and should be able to constantly remind you to follow this plan or follow this itinerary that you kind of laid out for yourself.
Yeah.
But I honestly would, going back on that, it's, you can't think about another kid, right? You have to think about your child.
Yeah.
Because everyone's different. You don't know what they're doing. You can ask. But again, they might be a natural. So
that is very true.
They might not even like basketball or football or ice hockey or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're just there to play it. So many decisions change when high school comes, because you have to kind of only pick one sport within a season. You can't play multiple sports within one season like you can in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you just kind of have to focus on your avenue and what's best for your child. I mean, that's what I would. I
like that. I like that. I like the thought process of getting organized. I like the thought process of really planning out what the week might be, what the month might be. I thought it'd be cool to do something fun.
Ooh, I like fun.
So, and I think if we can, we'll do this live, and then we'll put it together, and then we'll release it.
Is it really live that the people are listening right now?
No, but
Just imagine.
It's recorded live.
It is. Recorded in live front of the studio. Or what do they say in Nickelodeon? Recorded in front of a
live studio audience. Yeah. Which really meant is the audience members are there, but you're not going to see this until we take out all the blemishes. All right. So here's what we're going to do. If we had to put together a Hoop Lab planner, a Hoop Lab daily planner, what would that Hoop Lab daily planner look like, and what would need to be on it? So if we wanted to help players get organized, and we wanted to help them basically track and record and all of the things that would help them become better players, what would need to be on that they would need to track, keep track of, put down, organize, schedule, etc.
Oh man.
This is so good.
This will be good. So number one, obviously, I think it would be skills. So kind of planning out your skills for the week.
Okay.
Monday is going to be power stops and 180 jump shots. And then you go on to Wednesday or Friday, Thursday, whatever it is. So you're planning out your skill workouts there. Then I would go to, if I'm planning out those type of workouts, I'm going to go to my rest days. So if I can find a rest day, maybe it's a Saturday or maybe it's a Tuesday after school, where I just don't do anything. But then, you have to lift, you have to do some body work. So maybe that's going to be filtered in on every Wednesday or every Monday and Thursday before my skills session. And then I have to shoot. So now I can go on, Sunday, Monday and Thursday right after I lift. So, I'm not so stiff. And then, then you can start planning around all your workouts. You can start planning out, okay, I have this day available to hang out with my friends. I have, this day with family.
So social / family time.
Yeah. And then I think a big one, especially in the young that isn't talked about, is eating right. Making sure that, you don't have to go on a diet, but just make sure that you are eating right where you feel good. And, obviously if you eat right, you're going to start taking care of your body where you're not going to be as injured. So that one to me is huge. I would definitely put that one in the planner. I'm running out of things, but
so
that's why you are here.
Yeah. So here's some that I would include, right? So right alongside with your meal tracker, I would include a sleep tracker, making sure that they're understanding how many days, or let me rephrase that, how many hours per day they're getting of sleep. All right. How much water intake they're taking.
Yep.
I would include the goals that they have, right? For whether that's for the day or the week.
Short term, long term.
Yep. Obviously, you want to include your homework and your study time in there somewhere. But I also included two things. One, just understanding or writing or being able to write down exactly what you're grateful for. So that you can see it there. It's written, whether that's daily or for the week, whatever it is, you can write it down and you can physically see it. And then the last one would be an affirmation. What is the affirmation for you? I am great. I am strong. Whatever that affirmation is, I think it's important for you to write it down and see it on a daily basis, a weekly basis, monthly basis, whatever that is. Yeah. Change it however often you want to, but those are the things that I would include in there.
Yeah, I like that. Me as a going back, if I was a player listening to that, I would even add you know, things that, and I don't even know how you would categorize this, but I guess the negative thoughts, kind of how we talked about, where you know, where it's gonna kind of build your fire, of like, hey, you know, they said this player is better than you, or they said you can't do this. I think that, you know, just me being as a player, I think I would put that down right underneath the affirmation.
Outside voices.
Outside voices.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not inside. Outside.
Outside voices. No, I like that. I think that'd be a good one.
Yeah. No, that's good. And if you do your planner and you come to Hoop Lab, show us.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it so that they can download it and they can print it, and then
Whoa.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do something for those that actually fill it out.
Whoa. Are you gonna have spots to color?
You gotta have spots to color.
Yes. Could be like with crayons or markers.
Or the gel pens. The gel pens are really cool.
Ooh. Yeah, we weren't allowed gel pens. Just colored pencils.
Oh,
yeah, no,
man.
that'd be cool.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I thought that was good.
Yeah.
Oh man. But guess what, man?
What's that?
That time went by. That time flew by really quick.
We're done already?
We're done already.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Well, that was just a great episode.
Yes, it was.
Episode 26.
26 came and went.
26. I think.
26.
Or 260.
Or 26. Oh, man.
But no,
yeah, man,
one.
good stuff.
One more thing on the radar.
Yes, I'm listening.
You know, I don't know if I dropped it, but what happened to Peace?
Peace.
And we all like that.